Hi everybody, Leah here with your feedback for today's distant Reiki session for May, which is being present in the moment. I just want to say thank you for being so patient with me this month, for postponing this session. I always knew that losing my nan would be difficult for me, but I wasn't really prepared for how badly that was going to affect me. So I really needed that time to just be on my own and grieve and just feel those emotions that had to come. So thank you so much for understanding and for all your kind messages. It was really helpful through that time. So anyway, so the first thing that came up in today's session, I was reminded when I do a Reiki session, I always start with the Reiki precepts. And they seem so relevant to this topic, and so I wanted to share them with you. It's a really nice way of getting your head in a good space each morning as well, so that your day just flows a bit better, and it does kind of get you in the moment, because it's just for today. And we can, sometimes if we try and think, well, I need to be this way for, my life, or I'm going to try and do this for a week, or, this is the way I'm going to live my life from now on, it's overwhelming and harder to do. But anything that we just set a goal just for today is kind of more achievable, and it doesn't feel so overwhelming. It feels really doable. So it goes like this: just for today I shall be grateful, just for today I shall not worry, just for today I shall not anger, just for today I will do my work honestly, and just for today I will show love and respect for every living being. So I just find that such an easy way to kind of get my head in that mind space that I need to be in, to live in the moment, to live well in the moment, and to focus on how I want to be now and how I want to live my life. So I just felt the need to share that with you, because I think that could be helpful for some of you to use that. The other thing that came up was looking through your intentions. Trying to reword some of your intentions. So instead of using something like I will try to do this, just change it to I will do this, because it has a very different feeling about, a different energy about those words. So just for an example, you might say, I will try and let go of fear, negativity and sadness. And when say that to yourself now, it's a fairly generic one, but probably applies to most of us. But how does that feel, that I will choose to let go of fear, negativity and sadness? It kind of feels heavy and weighted down and perhaps out of reach. If you can change that intention instead to I embrace hope, positivity and happiness, how does that one feel? That one feels more, it's uplifting, it's light, it's something you want to work towards, not something you're trying to get away from. And so that brings enthusiasm and optimism, and so just try and just read through the intention that you put, and all your intentions are great, so please don't feel bad about them or anything like that. This is just purely as a way of trying to shift the way that we kind of look at things and word things, and noticing how what we say, how it feels, and then finding a way to say it in a different way that actually feels better and achievable and doable, and something that you then want to do. So read back through your intention, and then, and it might be fine. You might just think, no, that's exactly what I wanted to say, and leave it at that. Or you might go, okay, well, I can just change a word here and there, just to kind of change the energy around that intention, so that it's something that you want, as opposed to something you don't want, is probably the best way to describe that. And I would love it if you do that and you come up with you change your intention around. Please put it in the comments on your previous intention, because I would love to go back and read through those and see how you've changed it around, because I think some of you will really embrace this and do really well with it. So I'd love to see how you do it. The third thing that came up in this session was to draw a card for each of you from the aromatherapy deck, but I don't have it here where I'm currently living. It's in my old house, so I'm going to go and get those later, and hopefully I'll get time this afternoon to pull a card for each of you, so keep an eye out for that. And then the next thing that came up was being mindful of our stories. It's really, we all have a past, we all have experiences and things that have shaped who we are and have been difficult. Life's not easy by any means. Obviously, some people have it an awful lot worse than others. But our stories are our stories, and that kind of, sometimes I find when we're trying to make these changes, situations will come up where we get pulled back into those stories. So it might be having a conversation with someone and, or sitting around in a group talking, and, you kind of go, oh yeah, well, I had a similar thing that happened to me, and this is my story. But it's really hard to move on from something when you keep talking about it. So every time that you talk about that situation or that thing that was hard or difficult, that you want to let go of, talking about it brings you right back into that moment again, and you feel that pain again and that hurt and regrets, fears, whatever it is. You're right back there, and you're kind of back to square one then of that, starting that process of letting it go. So and it's all well and good to say just let go of things from the past. That's easy to say. And look, sometimes we get to a point in our life where we actually go, you know what, I don't need that anymore. I can just let that go, and we can do that. But you might need to also put the work in. You might need to do tapping, or you might need to go and see a therapist that can help you process some of that stuff. Energy healing, whatever helps you, then do that work, put that work in, because then you really will be able to just let it go. And you might find that sharing your story can help others, but you might get to a point where you can share that by not getting caught up in the emotion of it, not being back there in that moment, but sharing it in a way that's like, yep, I went through this, but I can see what I got from that. I can see the lessons from that. I can see how I have grown and how it has shaped me to be a better person, whatever it is. But you'll find that positive aspect, of what that experience brought you. And instead of joining in on perhaps what could be a very bringing you down and feeling bad and crappy situation again, you can join in on that conversation, but you will leave that conversation with going, but you know what? Here's the light at the end of the tunnel. Here's what's good. This is how I feel better for this. And in turn, you sharing some kind of positive outcome will do so much more for all of those people you're talking with than putting all your old stuff on them and then walking away. So, be the inspiration to someone else to then perhaps work through their stuff. And the fact that you're here and you're doing these sessions and joining in on the Reiki and reading the emails, you're already making those great changes and, healing and growing and learning. So you just have to keep going with it. But making these small changes, no matter how difficult, can be huge for you. So I really hope that you're able to put some of that into play and make some positive changes. So in June, I'm going to do, the email will be a little bit different in June. I asked last month for some topic ideas at what people want, and happiness was one that was brought up by a couple of people. So in June, we're going to do happiness. And what I'm actually going to do is every day there will be a post on my Instagram page, Leah Lloyd Healer, and on my Facebook page, Leah Lloyd Healer as well, on the rules of happiness. And there'll be one for every day of the month in June. And what I want to do is make it fun and be something that you all join in on. And so to encourage you to do that, there's going to be some prizes at the end of the month. So, the people who get in there and comment, who post their own pictures or quotes or whatever it is for that rule for each day and tag my page in it, I will keep track of who's joining in and who's really putting some effort in and making some changes, and share them with other people. If I see that you've shared a post and then someone goes and signs up, subscribes to the email, well then obviously I'm going to be really taking note of those things as well. So so for those who join me in June to bring happiness into our everyday lives and to just make it a happy month. I'll be watching who is, joining in and getting on board with that with me, and I will be sending out some prizes at the end of June. So if you have friends you think might be interested, please get them to go and subscribe. You can only be in the running for the prizes if you're actually subscribed to the emails. So tell them just to go to leahloyd.com and subscribe, and it's completely free and it'll be fun. And whether you get a prize at the end of it or not, hopefully you will see some changes over the month when you really embrace happiness and bring it into your life. And I think going into June, we're going into cold weather. Looking at the intentions this month, a few of you have been having a really hard time, and so I feel like it's time to really kind of, we've done so much work since these emails started in January that, it's time to have a bit of fun and enjoy life a bit and just enjoy the simple things. So hopefully you'll all join me in June in happiness. So I will be back later today with the card readings. And in the meantime, keep going with the email, keep working through your stuff, and just enjoy the moment. We never know what the future holds. No one can know. And our past is there to teach us and to help us to grow. So if we can kind of accept that and allow ourselves to move on from it, then we can just live in the moment, and that is where you will find peace and calm and joy and happiness. So I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you. Bye.